Who's playing the cartels? You have cartels. Can you come a little closer? Sound travels very slow. Thank you. Pranamani Gopal, Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari.
Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana.
Yashoda Nandana
Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana.
Yashoda Nandana Raja Ranjana.
Jamuna Tiravanachari.
Jamuna Tiravanachari.
Jamuna Tiravanachari. Paramhamsa Parirajikacharya Astatar Sata Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Bhava Paramhamsa Parirajikacharya Astatar Sata Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanumanji Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the Samu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Samu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Samu devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna. Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste. Namaste. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya Nasta Praeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8. Chapter is entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti. Text number 34. Bharavataranyanye Bharavataranyanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadao Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvarditaha Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Please chant. Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Ivodado Siddhantya Bhuri Bharena Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Vaishnavis, Matajis, ladies, can you see? Yes. Go ahead, it's not hard. This is equal opportunity. Kripaya chai karenge. Karengi. Someone can chant? No? TK. Should we have the word for word in Hindi? Would that be better for people? Bara avataranya. Just to reduce the burden to the world. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Anye, others, Bhuvaha, of the world, Navaha, boat, Eva, like, Udado, on the sea, Siddhantyaha, aggrieved, Bhuri, extremely, Bharena, by the burden, Jataha, you were born, he, certainly, Atmabhuva, by Brahma, Artitaha, being prayed for. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Can everyone hear? Okay? Can you hear what I'm saying? Yes? Please repeat after me. Others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. Purport. Brahma, or the first living being born just after the creation, is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana, as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create. This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on a lotus flower grown out of the transcendental abdomen of Vishnu. Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the Father without any contact of Mother Lakshmi Ji. Lakshmi Ji was present near Narayana, engaged in the service of the Lord, and still, without contact with Lakshmi Ji, Narayana begot Brahma. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. One who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take a lesson from this. Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself, and he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designed for him. But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies, very easily and perfectly. Brahma is therefore directly the son of the Father and was not put into the womb of a mother. Therefore he is known as Atmabhu. This Brahma is in charge of further creations in the universe, secondarily reflected by the potency of the omnipotent. Within the halo of the universe, there is a transcendental planet known as Svetadweep, which is the abode of the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, the Paramatma feature of the Supreme Lord. Whenever there is trouble in the universe that cannot be solved by the administrative demigods, they approach Brahmaji for a solution. And if it is not to be solved even by Brahmaji, then Brahmaji consults and prays to the Kshirodakshai Vishnu for an incarnation and solution to the problems. Such a problem arose when Kamsa and others were ruling over the earth, and the earth became too much overburdened by the misdeeds of the Asuras. Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed at the shore of the Kshirodak ocean and were advised of the descent of Krishna as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that the Lord appeared because of the prayers of Brahmaji. Bharavatara Nayanye Bhuvo Nava Evodido Siddhantya Buri Bharina Jato Yatma Bhuvartitaha. Om Jnana Turandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Radhita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpachubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So it is my great honor and pleasure to be here today in ISKCON Bhiwandi, the abode of Sri Sri Radhamadava, Sri Sri Gaurnitai, Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and so many exalted devotees. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak. It's my honor and pleasure to be here today. Thank you for having me. Hare Krishna. And before I begin to speak, I seek the blessings of all the devotees present today, that I can speak for my own purification. Bahut bahut dhanyawad, kripaya aap sab ashirwad dijiye. Thank you. So for reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti, a very famous chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we're reading text number 34. And Srila Prabhupada gave a series of lectures, and that was all transcribed into a book called The Prayers of Queen Kunti. And I humbly suggest that for those of us who have not yet read Srila Prabhupada's lectures transcribed into the Prayers of Queen Kunti, we should do so. It will be very helpful and beneficial and get the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. So the title of today's class is called The Call. When you call someone. So this class is about calling Krishna, making a call. Because this is the mood of our acharyas, including Brahmaji, who called out to Krishna to please descend in this world to assist with the destruction of Kamsa and the other demoniac kings. So, why do we visit someone? Generally, it's because they call us. Please come and visit me. Sometimes there's a Atiti Devo Brahma, right? Sometimes we go to someone's place without any call. But generally, if someone calls us, then we're inclined to come there. So this calling out to Krishna is a very, very important concept in our life. And this concept should permeate our life. Permeate means completely saturate our life. It means from A to Z, from beginning to end, from womb to tomb. We should be filled with this mood of calling out to Krishna. So, no call, no visit, generally. So it's important for us to call out to Krishna. Krishna explains the reason for his descent in Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter, text 6, text 7, text 8. Kripaya mere piche boliye yada yada hi dharmasya Glanir bharati bharata Abhyutanam adharmasya Tadatmanam srijamyaham Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya chaduskritam Dharma samsthapanataya Sambhavami yuge yuge. So Lord Krishna explains 3 reasons, Teen Karan, for his descent in this world, avatar. Number 1, Paritranaya Sarunam, to give pleasure to his devotees. Vinashaya Chaduskritam, to kill the demons, and Dharma Samstapanataya, to establish religious principles. So, Paritranaya Sadhunam, to give pleasure to his devotees. So, sometimes the devotees will call out to Krishna, please descend. As we see in this section of Bhagavatam, Brahma is calling out to Krishna to descend. Not only Brahma, so many personalities have called out to Krishna to descend. Vasudev and Devaki, they desired the Lord as their child. So the major factor of the Lord's descent is the call of the devotee. And that Paritranaya Sadhunam, then he fulfills this mission to make the devotees happy, to answer their call. Sometimes you get a call, please visit me. And you say, no, I'm not coming, right? Especially traveling preachers. We get so many invitations to go to so many places. And sometimes we say, yes, I'm coming. And sometimes we say, I'll have to think about it. Don't call me, I'll call you, right? So this calling is so important. And this chapter started with the conclusion of the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The Kurukshetra war was over, and so many soldiers had died on both sides of the battlefield. Yudhisthira and his brothers had survived, and Queen Kunti was there with them, with Krishna. And then Ashvatthama, he tried to take revenge and sent the Brahmastra weapon to attack Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Uttara. Brahmastra. And looked like Parikshit Maharaj in the womb was going to be killed. But then Krishna protected Uttara's child in the embryo in the womb and protected all of them. And Kunti was so grateful. And Kunti began to offer beautiful prayers. And her prayers began on the 18th shloka, shloka 18 of this chapter. And now today we're reading shlok 34. So from 18 to 34, she's been offering prayers after prayers after prayers, glorifying Krishna. Yesterday, she glorified Krishna by explaining how Vasudeva and Devaki had called for Krishna, and he came and became their son. So previous birth, Vasudeva and Devaki, Sutapa and Prishni. And Krishna's incarnation was Prishni Garbha. And then previous to that, also Kashyapa and Aditi, they became the mother and father of Vamandev. And now in this incarnation, Vasudeva and Devaki, they're becoming the mother and father of Vasudeva. So this is very wonderful. And in today's verse, we're hearing how Lord Brahma is continuing to pray to the Lord to descend. Why? He's saying, okay, actually this is Kunti continuing to pray. Bharavatara Bara Avataranaya, that just to reduce the burden of the world. The world had so much burden. What was that burden? The impious kings, Kamsa and the other kings, they were liars. They were exploiting the citizens. They weren't proper kshatriyas. Shuryam, Tejo, Drutir, Daksham, Yudhe, Chapya, Palayanam, Dhanam, Ishvaram, Bhavascha, Kshatram, Karma, Swabhavajam. The qualities of the kshatriya is Shuryam, he's very brave and powerful. Shuryam, Dritir, he's determined. Daksham, he's expert. Yudhe, Chapya, Palayanam, he's at the head of the battlefield. Dhanam, he gives charity. Ishvara Bhavascha, he has a controlling nature. Kshatriya Karma Swabhavajam. These are the qualities of the Kshatriya. So, Yudhe Chapya Palayanam, Dhanam, he was not charitable, he was taking charity from the citizens. He was extracting and exploiting. So this was creating a burden on the earth. So the earth was crying out, Bhumi Devi, help, help, bachao, bachao, bachao. And then Brahma went with the demigods to the Shir Sagar and cried out to the Lord on Swetadweep, please come, Kripaya, aye. So this is what's happening in today's verse today. Bhuvo Nava Ivodido, that just like Navaha. Navaha means Nava, boat. And where's the boat? Udado. Udado means on the ocean. In the ocean waves, there's a boat. And on that boat, Siddhantya Buri Bharena, that very much siddhantyaha, that very much aggrieved in great distress, bahut kast hai, bahut mushkil hai, bahut chintya hai, bahut trouble hai. So buri barena, who is extremely, bahut buri, so much disgust, so much distress, so much difficulty, bahut mushkil hai, jataha. So you were born. He certainly Atma Bhuva, by Brahma, Artitaha, being prayed for. So then Brahma, Atma Bhu, born from the lotus flower of Krishna, he appeared and prayed to the Lord, please descend in this world. So in the purport today, Brahmaji's there along with the other demigods is talking about the call. In the last paragraph of the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, and please listen very carefully to Srila Prabhupada's words. Srila Prabhupada writes, Brahmaji, along with other demigods, prayed at the shore of the Kshirodak ocean, and they were advised of the descent of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So some people say that the Lord appeared because of the prayers of Brahmaji. So some people say the Lord descended. Why? Because of the prayers of Lord Brahmaji. So this is amazing that the Lord descends for so many reasons. Paritranaya sarunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge. The Lord descends, but in this case, some people are saying the Lord is descending because of the prayers of one person. Who is that? Brahma. And if the Lord can descend from the prayers of one person, it's just so amazing. The Lord is a person, and the Lord has relationships with all of us. He's the Supreme Lord in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chamriti sanyavistaha. He's situated in all of our hearts. So he's there, and he has a personal relationship with all of us. Like when we want to offer our prayers to Sri Sri Radha Madhava, it's not that we have to stand in a queue and one person at a time offers their prayers. And then Radha Madhava say, thank you, next, right? It's not like that. We can all simultaneously offer our prayers to the Lord. The Lord has a relationship with all of us. And the Lord takes bhava grahi janardanaha. He accepts our mood. So if we have the mood that we're calling out to him, please come, that just as he listened to Brahmaji, just as he listened to Vasudeva and Devaki, he may also listen to us. Another great example of a devotee who prayed for the descent of the Lord is Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya was living in Shantipur approximately 500 years ago in West Bengal. It was the peak, Kali Yuga was coming on, and he was so sad, so distressed, so much upset, because he could see out of his compassion the suffering nature of the people in this world who had no attraction to Krishna, no attraction to Krishna consciousness. And he saw them suffering in this world. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, birth, death, disease, and old age. So his heart was just so filled with compassion for them. He saw they were just overly engaged in materialistic activities, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Nayam deho deha prajam nriloke kastan kaman ahati vidbujam ye tapodivyam putra kayena sattvam shudyat yasmad brahma sokyam tvanantam. Lord Rishabdev prays in the 5th canto, 5th chapter, text number 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nayam deho deha brajam nirloke. Nirloke. Those who are nir, those who are human beings taking birth in this world. Nayam deho deha brajam nirloke kastan kaman arhati vidbujam ye. They should not engage in those activities only the animals are doing. Those animals, vidbujam ye. Vidbujam means stool-eating animals. Like the hog eats the stool, the dog eats the stool. These animals are just engaged in sense gratification. What is the alternative meant for us? Tapo divyam putra kayena sattvam. Tapo divyam, transcendental austerity. Divyam putraka, oh my putrakas, oh my sons, do this tapo divyam. Tapo divyam putra kayena sattvam shudyat yasmad brahma sokyam tvanantam. As a result, one gets brahma sok, one gets happiness, real happiness, and that happiness lasts tvanantam, ananta, it lasts forever. So Advaitacharya is in so much distress because he sees the people, they're just spending their money on materialistic pursuits. They're just spending their time making marriages for their daughters and having big, elaborate weddings, spending so much money on the weddings. Yesterday we visited one home. It was in Juhu. It was one of the biggest homes I've ever seen. It was like the living room where they had their deities. Their temple room was like the size of a gymnasium. It was huge. And I said, and they all say, yes, we're in the family business. Yes, we're in the family business. And I asked, what is the family business? They said, we are marriage makers. We're matchmakers. And I was amazed people would lay out so much money just to make a match. What to speak of renting a hall and hiring the band party. It's such a big, tremendous thing. So in those days in Navadvip, people were engaged like that. Huge, huge marriages, huge, huge weddings. This was taking up all of their time. And no one was engaged in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So Advaitacharya, he was in so much distress. He was the topmost of all the brahmanas. And brahmana means one who's very magnanimous and compassionate. And the kripana is very miserly. So he's the best of the brahmanas. So he's the most compassionate. So he sat down on the banks of the Ganga with his Nisinga shalagram. And he read in the Vedas that if you offer a tulsi leaf and Ganga Jal to the Lord becomes pleased and the Lord becomes satisfied. So he every day was offering tulsi, Ganga Jal, and praying to the Lord. Oh my Lord, the people in Kali Yuga are suffering like anything. They're so much covered by the modes of ignorance and compassion. I cannot save them. No one here could save them. Please, my Lord, to save these fallen souls, you please descend yourself. Kripaya, Bhagavan, Hey Bhagavan, Kripaya Aye. So this was the mood of Advaita Acharya. And he began fasting for many days and just praying with great intensity and loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
After many months, on the Falgun Purnima, the Lord descended in the womb of Sachi Devi and came during the lunar eclipse. Everyone was in the Ganga chanting because of the inauspicious time. And this was the reason for the Lord's descent. Also, he descends for many reasons. Actually, 6 reasons are given for the descent of Lord Chaitanya. And of these, one of them is to spread the Sankirtan movement, to encourage people to chant the holy names. Krishna Vanyam Tvisha Krishna, Krishna Vanyam Tvisha Krishna, Sango Pangastra Parshadam,
Sango Pangastra Parshadam,
Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer,
Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer,
Yajanti Sumeda Saha. That in this age of Kali, Lord Krishna descends not in a blackish complexion, but in a Bahut Sundar Sonar Ranga, in a beautiful golden complexion. He comes with his associates, with his weapons, and he teaches people that the congregational chanting, the Sankirtan Yajna, and those people who are Sumeda Saha. Meda Saha means intelligence, and Su means very, very much. Superman means very intelligent. Sumeda Saha. So those who are super intelligent, they take up the Sankirtan mission, the loud chanting of the holy names.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So one of the reasons of the Lord's descent as Lord Chaitanya is to spread the Sankirtan movement. And another reason given for the Lord's descent as Lord Chaitanya is the call of Sri Advaita Acharya. Sri Advaita Acharya was calling the Lord, please come, please, in a very intense mood, fasting and praying so intensely. Sometimes I get a call as a traveling preacher. We're having a temple opening, please come. Okay, I'll check my schedule and let you know. Ding. Another time I get a call as a traveling preacher. We're having a temple opening and we need you. You must be there. No one but you. You are the only one who can do this seva. We need you. Please come, please. We won't take no for an answer. You must come. So which invitation will you accept? The second invitation. So there must be not just a call, but an intensity of the call. You must be loudly calling out. You must be intensely calling out, desperately calling out. So when we call for the Lord, like Advaita Acharya called for the Lord and the Lord came, our mood in calling the Lord must also be desperate. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the mood of our chanting Hare Krishna should be in the mood of a child crying out for the mother. When the child is crying for the mother, nothing else will satisfy the child, only the mother. So there was a child, he went to the supermarket in America. We have department stores. Even here now we have in India, ground floor, there's electronics. First floor, there's clothing. Third floor, furniture. Fourth floor, more furniture. Right? So many things are for sale. So it's a big shop, and the small child got lost. So the child began crying. So all the people working in the shop, they came, picked up the child, and said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" The child is obviously missing his mother, father, family. So they said, "Here, take this chocolate." So they gave the child some chocolate. The child continued to cry. They gave the child an iPhone. Believe it or not, the child continued to cry. Finally, they were making announcements. Hello, who has lost their child? Apkabacha, Bulgaya, Kripaya Aye, Apkabacha Hey, Kripaya Jaldi Jaldi Karo, Jaldi Jaldi Aye. And then put the microphone on the child. Finally, the mother came, picked up the child. Child was happy, stopped crying. So our chanting should be in the same mood. When we chant Hare Krishna, we should not be satisfied with anything until the Lord personally comes and blesses us with His presence in our hearts. So this should be our mood when we chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So the mood of our chanting should not be mechanical. The mood of our chanting should be a call, like Srila Prabhupada describes in his translation of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra consists of 16 words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. There are 3 names of Krishna, 2 names of Krishna, 1 name of Radha. So Prabhupada gives a definition. He says, please Lord, please, O energy of the Lord, please engage me in your devotional service. This is the mood of chanting. It should be done in a desperate way, like a child crying out for the mother. It should not be mechanical. It should be a call. Prabhupada says, Hare. It's not Hara. Hara means Srimati Radharani. But Hare means, oh Srimati Radharani. Hey Srimati Radharani. It's a call. It's called the vocative sense in Sanskrit, the call. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is all about call. So it should not be mechanical. It should be a call, and it should be a desperate call. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Do we have time to take any questions or comments? Yes? Does anyone have any question or comment? I can try to answer. Hare Krishna Mataji. About Gurukul. Okay. Oh. Why is there a Gurukul for Prabhujis and not for Matajis? It's a slightly different topic. Yeah? Is it the same topic or a different topic? It's a little bit different topic. So I need some time to think about it. So in the meantime, let me see if there are any questions or comments on the same topic before we switch topics. Okay? Yes, Prabhu. We have to call with intensity, yes. I'm not sure I understand your question. You're saying everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing what? What is everyone doing? Everyone is calling God's name. Sometimes we go with the flow. So when you say everyone, you mean everyone in the room here now? Or everyone in the world? Amongst the devotee community, perhaps? Because not everyone is calling out, chanting Hare Krishna. I was on, we were in the road yesterday. We had a nice little pleasure trip from Juhu to Bhiwandi. How many hours did it take us? 6 hours. Nice little pleasure trip was there. Vaishnav Sangha was there. Very nice. But we saw so many people in the cars. Were they all chanting? So you cannot say everyone. So be a little more specific, please. You're saying those we see around us in the Vaishnava community, in the association of devotees, we see they're chanting, right? Then we go with the flow. They're chanting, so therefore we also chant. There's no intensity. How can we gain intensity? So question is that when we chant in the association of devotees, we feel that we lack intensity. We're just chanting for the sake of chanting because everyone else is chanting. So how to gain intensity? Is that your question? Okay, very good. Thank you. So you were saying if when we're around other devotees, they're chanting, we just go with the flow and we also chant. So yes, go with the flow. When we chant in the association of devotees, especially advanced devotees, then their spiritual potency affects our consciousness. And if we do go with the flow, then we'll get acceleration in our Krishna bhakti. We'll get acceleration in our improvement in our chanting. We'll get acceleration in our capacity to call out with intensity. So, therefore, we should understand the concept that our consciousness is like an aroma, like a gandha, like a flower. So as we're all sitting here together, each of us, just like each of us has body odor, right? But all of us are mostly taking bath morning. We're not disturbed by body odor here. Everyone is smelling okay, normal. No disturbance. But if someone was to come in smelling really bad, then we would get some disturbance. Now, our consciousness also gives off an odor, a gandha. It extends beyond our own mind to influence others. So when we're sitting with devotees and chanting with high consciousness, their consciousness affects our consciousness. So that's why it's very important to have the association of devotees. Go with the flow. Our consciousness will start to rise up. So it's very important that we take the responsibility ourselves of monitoring our own consciousness in the association of devotees, so that we don't start giving off a bad smell. Because we want to elevate the consciousness, the collective consciousness of the community, and contribute by our sincere endeavors to chant with attention, chant with love, and chant with determination. The mood of chanting. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram, ainanda tanuja patitam mam vishwameva vambudo, kripaya tava pada pankaja, Stutaduli Sadrishim Vichintaya. This should be our mood in chanting, that, oh my Lord Krishna, I Nanda Tanuja, Kinkar, I'm your Kinkar, I'm your servant, but somehow I've come to this ocean of material suffering, this ocean of birth and death. Please take me out of this ocean of birth and death and place me as one of the specks of dust at your lotus feet, which means please give me some service. Please give me some service to your lotus feet. So when we have this consciousness, we're creating that sweet aroma that's like an aroma of a flower, and that elevates the whole consciousness of the community. But if we let our consciousness slip into thinking about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending while chanting, then we're polluting the atmosphere. So we want to be in a forest of rose blossoming flowers, cherry blossoming flowers like they have in Japan. The whole mood, the whole atmosphere when devotees are chanting together is like that sweet aroma. And then even if we have that bahut kacha ganda aroma, then naturally we'll start to imbibe the sweet sense, the sweet smell, the sweet scent of devotion, and our own consciousness will raise just by going with the flow in the association of devotees. So our bhakti may appear mechanical now, but by being in the association of devotees, their association, their good consciousness will transform our consciousness. And we'll also get that taste for chanting, for calling out to the Lord with intensity. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So it's not just when we chant inattentively, it's not just affecting us, it affects others also. So we should be very careful and take responsibility as responsible citizens, responsible members of society, to chant with the best consciousness that we can. Does that address your question? Yes, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Or kuch chahiye? Yes, Prabhu.
But and then the Hare Krishna Mahamudra. So Maharaj ji, Ved Pandit didn't know Hare Krishna Mahamudra. And apart from Hare Krishna Mahamudra, there are so many mantras. And like Prahlad Maharaj, he also didn't know about Hare Krishna Mahamudra. And he called out to the Lord, and the Lord translated him into the material world. So why only Hare Krishna?
Why Hare Krishna? Okay, just going to stretch my legs. So there's a shloka iti to shodasat nam nam, this Kali Santara Upanishad, that recommends the chanting of the 16 names, of mantra with 16 names, and refers to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In the Kali Santara Upanishad, the verse begins with Om, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. So it's not a big difference if you put the second part first, the first part second, especially if you're chanting more than once, as we often do. It's a repetition of the mantra. So we follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Yuga avatar. Dhruva Maharaj, he referred to Dhruva Maharaj also. What was the mantra that Dhruva Maharaj chanted? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And that mantra was given to him by Narada Muni, his guru. And that was Satya Yuga. That was a different yuga. So this was, then Mahaprabhu is chanting in Kali Yuga. So there's a different mantra for a different yuga. Time, place, and circumstance. Just like, let's say you go to the doctor. Last week I was at Bhaktivedanta hospital. And he did my blood tests and everything. And he said, you need to take this medicine, this medicine, this medicine, this medicine, this medicine, this medicine. It's quite a lot of medicine. And here he gave me a prescription. And I went to the chemist. And the chemist gave me all that medicine. It's not that I went to the chemist and I said, I want this blue bottle, I want this green pills, I want this pink tablet. I didn't go and choose myself. I went and took medicine on the basis of the doctor's prescription. Vaigunya kita kalitaha, paishunya vrana pidataha, dainyarnavena magnoham, Chaitanya Vaidyam Ashraye. So Krishna Das Kaviraj writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm suffering from the boils of envy. I'm burning from the material sufferings. I'm being bitten by these germs. I'm taking shelter in an ocean of humility. Taking shelter. Chaitanya Vaidyam Ashraya. Vaidya means doctor, and Chaitanya is Lord Chaitanya. Ashraya, taking shelter. I take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Mahaprabhu is the doctor, Chaitanya Vaidyam, and he's written us a prescription. And that prescription is Harinama, Harinama, Harinama Eva Kevalam. Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. He's called Bhakta Avatar. He's showing us by his example how to become a devotee. Just like a teacher writes on the board, e, u, a, I, o, ow, aha, like that. So the teacher doesn't need to write these things, but showing by example. So Lord Chaitanya is showing by his example what is the Yuga Dharma, how we should practice, and what mantra we should chant. And that mantra is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. So I think we'll stop here. It's getting late. And one more question. And go ahead, Mataji, I've been thinking about your point, right? Then I've seen in ISKCON, there are some schools for girls, like in Mayapur, you'll find that also. In Mayapur, there's a girls' Gurukul if you want to. But I think it's not an overnight school. I think her parents live there, and they go to the school in the day, and they come home at night. Okay? Okay, thank you. Go ahead. I can't hear you. Intensity is influenced by purity. How can we become pure? Whenever anyone asks a how question in Krishna consciousness, you can always give them one answer. How to attain purity? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Srila Prabhupada said, there's one medicine. Just take the medicine. Chaito Darpana Marjanam. By chanting Hare Krishna, the heart will be cleansed and will gradually become pure. Does that answer your question? Very good. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Jai. Bahut Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.